you're in English and suddenly everything sounds wrong? Well, you start like this. I was watching a film and then he arrived. No, he arrived. No, he was arriving. And then you stop.
Yeah, because telling stories in English, it's one of the most difficult things. But today, we're going to make it really simple.
Yeah. You learn how to combine past simple, past continuous, and also something very important, how to pronounce the ed endings correctly.
That is so important. You're right, Johnny. So let's get started. Welcome, everybody. You're listening to the Trainlang podcast, the place to learn English. And don't forget, get your free class with the link in the description or visit trainlang.com. You know, it's the best place to learn English, the best online school. So don't
That's
delay.
that's right. Well, I'm Johnny, and I'm here with my friend Matthew. And Matthew, today we are going to talk about Star Wars. No, May 4th be with you.
I mean, this is perfect timing, Johnny.
Yeah,
Star Wars Day next week.
next week. That's right. So let us start then with a fictional dialogue, and yeah, let's see.
Okay, here we go. So, Johnny, what did you do yesterday?
Well, I stayed at home and watched a Star Wars film.
Again?
Yes, I was watching the film when my phone rang.
Oh, who was it?
Well, it was my friend. It was Stefan, and he asked me if I wanted to go out.
And
I said no. I was enjoying the film.
which one were you watching?
Oh, just one of the original ones. I was watching the scene where Luke Skywalker meets Obi-Wan Kenobi when my internet stopped suddenly.
No way, Johnny. Oh,
Yes. I saw we started the router and the film started again.
man, that's bad timing.
Exactly. And while I was watching the final scene, you won't believe it, but my neighbors started playing loud music.
So, what did you do?
Well, I closed the window and finished the film.
Oh, well, at least you could finish the film.
Yes, it was worth it.
Ah, very good. So, Johnny, you turned Stefan down for a Star
Yes.
Wars film.
Poor Stefan, but anyway, pobrecito.
Bueno, no problem. Let's have a look at the grammar and the pronunciation that we saw in our fictional dialogue. So let's make it simple. We want to learn how we can tell stories easily, correctly in English. And for that, there's two really important parts. We need the past simple and the past continuous. And there's also a big problem for many learners, and that's the pronunciation of the regular verbs in the past, the ED pronunciation. So we'll fix that problem as well.
Fantastic. So let us start then with the past continuous, right? So, well, past continuous is easy. Just you use was, where, and you can see this in that slide. You add the verb ending in ing. And when do you use it? Well, you use it in actions in progress in the past. So some examples from the dialogue. So, for example, I said, I was watching a film. So that's an action that was happening, no? I was enjoying the scene. That's another one. And we were talking. So all these ones just express an action in progress.
Great, good, Johnny. That's nice and easy to understand. We can maybe think of it like a movie scene going in slow motion, but something's happening, the film hasn't finished.
That's right. That's a good comparison. So let us go now to the past simple. And this is, we could say, is the action, okay? This one is for finished actions, okay? And we also heard some during dialogue, some of those like saying, well, the phone rang, the music started, I stopped, and I finished the film. So all these ones are finished actions in the past. So you said that the past continuous was like a movie. seen in slow motion, we could say then that the past simple, it's more like a picture, something that happened in the past, and that's it.
Hey, that's a good way of thinking about it, Johnny. Thank you. Okay, so now we have our two ingredients. We want to bring them together and make a combination. How can we do that? So we have past continuous, and then our linking word can be the word when, cuando. Okay, and then past simple. Okay, examples of that. Here we go. I was watching a film when the phone rang. So we start with past continuous, we have our link, when, and then the picture that Johnny spoke about, when the phone rang. Or I was training when the music stopped. Or we were talking when he arrived. So what's the idea to remember? Okay, you've got a long action, past continuous, interruption, when, and the short action, past simple.
Fantastic. That's so well explained, Matthew. So let us now go to the difficult part for many students. Now, the ED pronunciation. This is the real key when we talk about regular past verbs, right? So, and there's really where most Spanish speakers struggle, because in Spanish, this doesn't exist. So then we need to learn how to do it. So which is the common errors about this? So for example, number one, saying ed all the time. that's
a classic.
that's the basic one. No? So you say work, well, work it. Watch it. No? But this is wrong. No? Because there are only really three sounds. No? Just we have, for example, the T strong sound. And this one is after voiceless sounds. So like P, K, S, F, sh, all these ones. So you say, for example, work would be worked. You have to pronounce the T at the end. Watch, you say watched, and strong T at the end. Stop, stopped. And finish, finished. So remember, no extra syllables. No, finish it, not stop it, not watch it, not work it.
Hey, Johnny, that's really good. Hey, that's really helpful. Okay, so Johnny mentioned there's three sounds. We've looked already at the first one, the strong sound, T. Now we're going to think about the soft sound. And this sounds like a D sound. And we use it after words that end with a voiced sound. So you have to make the sound in your throat for these words. We add this D. So for example, play, we hear the ending, but we add a D sound. Played. Live, lived. Arrive, arrived. Clean, cleaned. Good. Now, the sound that all learners can make really well, the id, the extra syllable. Okay, so we do get to use that. And we just need to remember we use it with regular verbs that finish with the letter T or the letter D. So if it has that as the final letter, then we can add that syllable. So want becomes wanted, need, needed, decide, decided.
All right, so let us now go to common Spanish errors. Okay, just it's mostly listened by Spanish learners who want to improve their English, and that's why we want to concentrate a little bit in some of those errors that commonly are made. So, for example, error number one: adding a vowel. That's very Spanish, no? Just Spanish speakers don't like consonant at the end. It's very strange to find words in Spanish that have a consonant at the end. So that's why they need to add a vowel. That's why usually they say stop it or work it, no? Because ending with a T sound like worked or stopped, it's not natural. But the correct way to say those words are stopped and worked.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Johnny. Now, another common mistake is not pronouncing the final consonant. So, for example, live instead of lived. That final D changes the meaning, of course, because it takes it into the past and makes our verb past simple. And confusing that sounds, a third common mistake, laugh or left. Well, laugh, the past of laughed is laughed, with the GH making an F sound and the past D like a T, so laughed, laughed. Also, another common mistake is putting the stress in the wrong place. So we talked about decided, and we said that it's the ED syllable, decided, but we don't overstress the end of that. The stress in the word decided is in the middle, in the CI combination, decided, not decided. So, yeah, just common errors to keep an eye out for.
That's right. So remember this, a simple trick, okay? Don't memorize rules. Just think. Strong sound, end with T. Soft sound, end with D. And if the word or the verb finishes in T or D, then it's when you can make that pronunciation that you like so much. When you say stop it and work it. No, just with verbs ending in T and D, you can pronounce that as much as you want.
As much as you want. You can go for it. Good, Johnny. That's a really great rule. I like that. It's easy to remember. Soft sounds T, D, strong sound T, and the id. Nice. Okay, so let's practice. If you're listening at home, have a go with these regular verbs. Watch. How would you say the past of watch? Play. Need. Stop. Arrive. Okay, so it should be watched, played, needed, stopped, arrived. Okay, well, let us know what you think about using the rule. Maybe leave a note in the comments. Okay, good. Now, if you understand this and you're able to do it, it really takes your English level up. If you get the ED endings right, you sound so much more like a native.
That's true. And your stories will sound real. Así que si quieres, pues bueno, pues puedes seguir aprendiendo con nosotros. Pues vámonos al question for the audience. So how would you say this in English? Y de nuevo, si quieres poner un comentario, ¿cómo lo dirías? Aunque después os vamos a decir cómo sería la forma correcta. Pero la frase es, estaba viendo una película cuando mi vecino empezó a hacer ruido. Estaba viendo una película cuando mi vecino empezó a hacer ruido. Well, write your answer in the comments.
Oh, very good. And if you are enjoying this episode of the Trainlang podcast, well, why not get across to our website, trainlang.com, and there you'll find loads of great ways to improve your English with 100% effective method and a really complete learning platform. So lots of fun, interactive ways to learn English and to see your progress quickly. So you can scan if you're watching. Well, Johnny's put up there the QR code. Look at that. Man, Johnny, a free class today in honor of Star Wars week. So don't forget to scan and get that. Okay, speaking of Star Wars, Johnny, our cultural section in today's pod is all about Star Wars. Not just a film, Johnny, but a global phenomenon.
That's right, no? So let's start talking a little bit about the origins, no? The first film, wow, man, that was released in 1977.
Days, Johnny.
At that time, it completely changed cinema. Why? Well, because of special effects, storytelling, I mean, new worlds building.
Yeah, it was a groundbreaking film, I think, a real game changer. And, you know, it's more than just science fiction because you have all these like subplots happening at the same time, good versus evil, personal growth of the characters.
There we go. No, and then of course you have characters like Luke Skywalker, no, the hero, and then you have Darth Vader, no, the villain, and then Yoda, no, the mentor.
Wow, amazing. Good. I like the slide you've got there as well, Johnny. Well, okay, now why did it become so famous? Well, 3 reasons, really. Simple but powerful story, so easy to follow. The characters are unforgettable, really memorable. And of course, maybe the main one, Johnny, the music.
Yeah, incredible, no? Just everybody just knows, no, that tune of
Yeah.
amazing. So the soundtrack by John Williams is iconic, no? And when you hear it, you feel the story.
So true. So true. Now, you mentioned at the beginning, next week is May the 4th. Johnny, what's the big deal with May the 4th?
Yeah, well, because it's a wordplay. May the 4th be with you, no? Sounds like May the 4th be with you, no? So then I think they use that. They're very clever, no? Maybe just thought about that, no? Just made the connection, the click, and yeah, it sounds very similar.
So you can celebrate this by watching all of the films, do a marathon Star Wars day. Johnny, you could get dressed up as one of the... I mean, we should get Stefan. I don't know which character he could be, but we should get him to...
Look, we could ask Stefan to get dressed, I don't know, as Chihuahua maybe, and then we can ask Eileen to be Leia, no? Just, Princess Leia, no? So...
This is taking shape. I like it. Who's going to be Darth Vader? Well, maybe we can
I don't know. Just
ask Oliver if he can do that. Okay. People go to events, and I'm sure, Johnny, on the 4th of May, everybody's going to receive lots of memes and things on your social media about that.
Yeah. It's interesting. Even brands and companies join the trend.
Yeah, you're right. You know, in the UK, in the US, it's massive. And I think here in Spain also, it's growing fast.
That's right. And online, it's everywhere. Memes, videos, TikTok.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you said there the first one came out in 1977, and they're still making like spin-offs and films, so it connects generations.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. No? So parents watch it now, children's watch it too. So fantastic. So I don't know, just a question, no, for listeners. Have you ever watched a Star Wars film? No? Or maybe, no, just someone says, no, I'm more Star Trek fan, no, just that's the other side, no, just of the films. Well, tell us in the comments.
Yes, who's your favorite character? We want to know. Tell us who it is.
Yeah, okay. And how would you say estaba viendo Star Wars cuando mi amigo me llamó, no? So that's another way to practice.
Very good. Well, it's clear that it's more than a film. It's part of global culture.
Yeah, and now you can talk about it in English.
Now, Johnny, you set a question earlier in the pod. Estaba viendo una película cuando mi vecino empezó a hacer ruido. So how do we say that in English? Okay, well, I was watching a film when my neighbor started making noise.
Fantastic, yeah. I was watching a film, then you said, no, we can use that connector like when, just to make the pause. Fantastic. All right, and another interaction question for you. What were you doing when something unexpected happened last time? So maybe you were doing something, you were cooking, or you were just watching a film or doing something, and then something unexpected happened. All right, so what have we learned so far today? Well, you learned past simple, the past continuous, and also the ED pronunciation. Remember, not all verbs end in it.
I think that's the important point to take away. Huh? Good, fantastic. Okay, well, don't miss the next pod because we're staying in the past. We're going to talk about how we use used to in English, to talk about habits that we had in the past.
Fantastic. Ok. Bueno, pues si te ha gustado este pod, prueba una clase privada gratuita con nosotros. Te garantizamos que tenemos los mejores profes, la mejor plataforma de e-learning, porque somos la mejor academia online de idiomas. Así que nos puedes escribir el link de la descripción o el QR que tenemos aquí y estás a un clic de hablar como un nativo. Así que si quieres saber qué necesitas para avanzar más rápido, pues nada, escanea el código o escríbenos por WhatsApp y analizamos tu caso de forma personalizada. Pues esperamos que te haya gustado este podcast que hemos hecho. Oye, Matthew, a lo mejor podíamos hablar con dirección, ¿no? Y que nos mande unos trajes de Star Wars para la semana que viene y damos clases a los niños vestidos de...
Me gusta. Es una buena idea, Johnny. Hay que celebrarlo, ¿no?
Bueno, pues si nos están escuchando los de arriba, los de dirección, pues ya saben, ¿no? Nos mandan un trajecito y nada, nosotros encantados de interactuar con May the 4th be with you. Bueno, Matthew, un placer.
Un placer, Johnny. Nos vemos.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.